Okay, so I've finally got it. I finally have the proof that Meghan Markle was directly working with Omid Scobie, who's making a comeback this week. We'll come to that in a moment, but was directly working with Omid Scobie to influence the British mainstream media. He was acting as her mouthpiece to try and ensure that the British mainstream media gave her favourable coverage, including, we now know, this is how twisted this woman is, in the days after the death of Queen Elizabeth II. Now, this is something I've long suspected. Omid would be used by Meghan and Meghan's team. He would compliment people. He would praise people. For example, Cameron Walker, who is the royal correspondent at GB News and has now become a slavish Sussex Squad devotee. I know that he was in touch with Omid Scobie because of my time when I was working there. And I believed he did it with others as well, who you could see really loved the praise, loved the idea. Oh, Meghan's watching. The Duchess is watching. I am speaking on her behalf. And it was all done via Scobie. And you will remember a lot of this suspicion was sparked by the way that Vanessa Feltz, and look, Vanessa Feltz is a treacherous woman. I'm just going to be totally honest about it. I thought I was friends with this woman. I supported her for years. There she was at my 40th birthday party with my fiance and I. But trust me, the moment I faced a cancellation from the mainstream media, not only did that woman scalp her, she joined the pile-on. So she is not a good woman. And I saw her turn when it came to her coverage of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, resulting in a very unfortunate bust-up with our very own royal mastermind, Angela Levin. And whatever you think about Angela Levin's coverage of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, she is a lovely woman. She is a woman who does not deserve to have her TV appearances hijacked live on air. But that is what happened when she thought she had been booked to speak about Queen Camilla in the days after the late Queen's death. And all of a sudden, Vanessa Feltz decided to challenge her. And this is something, by the way, that also happened with someone called JJ Anisiobi on Talk too, who called her a troll. So watch this footage and then I'll explain what was going on.
I mean, it's been suggested that you were one of the people tweeting that, and apparently there's no factual evidence for that at all. I mean, if you're going to tell me that there is, that's fine.
I don't have to tell you anything. And I don't really think I want to be invited on to this programme and then to be treated in this manner. So
well, I hope you haven't felt that I've treated you discourteously. I was only wondering whether you might have felt that Meghan might deserve, I don't know, more compassion and maybe a more maybe a more sort of forgiving reception, possibly. That's all I was asking you. Anyway, I'm very grateful for you coming on the programme, and thank you very much indeed. That is Angela Levin, and she is the biographer of Prince Harry and also of the Queen Consort.
Now, Angela was absolutely devastated by that appearance, refused to appear on Talk for some time. I'm not even going to play it because he's such a scumbag. But then this guy called JJ Anisiobi, who now hosts a show for the Daily Express online, he started calling Angela Levin a troll. And it was very obvious that this was all being directed, that they were having their strings pulled. Well, guess what's just happened? This week, live on air, during Vanessa Feltz's flop news show on Channel 5. I mean, this is a woman, by the way, who just bounces from show to show to show. Everyone's a flop, but it's because she is prepared to parrot the MSM agenda, including on Meghan Markle. This one's so funny, by the way. She's actually tried to make out as if she's in a podcast studio. So you'll see this. She has a microphone like this, right? This is actually what I speak into. But hers is fake. In reality, she has a TV lapel microphone connected to her outfit. Anyway, that's not the point here. That's a little aside, because what happens is that Vanessa Feltz is immediately challenged live on air by a member of the Sussex Squad, who suggests that her coverage of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle had become, over the course of the week, too tough. And Vanessa, because she is so thin-skinned and doesn't want anyone to think for a single second that she isn't Team Montecito, reveals the truth. The truth that I had long suspected but had been unable to prove, that her coverage of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle was being complimented and directed by Omid Scobie, but what's more, on the belief, and whether it's true or not, we don't know, that Meghan Markle was directly watching. Watch very closely what happens here. The game is up, Scobie.
Hi, Enon. Thanks for ringing.
Hi, can I just say how refreshing the show is today? And in the past couple of days, we're not discussing the Sussexes. No
Exactly.
One's discussing the Sussexes.
Thank you.
And Vanessa, you're not on your bench, let's say, criticizing the Sussexes. So it's a lovely show to hear.
Excuse me, criticizing the Sussexes? That's not me.
Yes, we're moving on.
What's that guy called? Hang on, Enon, listen. You know that guy who the Sussexes usually give all the stories to, and he always writes about them. What's his name?
With the dark hair.
Yes, with the dark hair. That guy.
Yes, Scobie, Obi.
Exactly, Omid Scobie. That Omid Scobie.
Omid Scobie.
Yeah, Enon, he once actually sent me a message to say that my coverage of the Sussexes was incredibly balanced and Meghan had been delighted, Enon. So that's not fair.
That's a surprise.
Yeah,
but
it's
anyway,
true, though, I promise.
Yes, I do think I'm on the side of banning skirts because as you...
Okay, so do you see the key line there? Meghan was delighted. According to Tad's royal YouTube sensation with me now, Tash, I had long suspected this. I knew what Scobie was doing in terms of GB News. He successfully turned GB News from a Harry and Meghan skeptical organisation when I was there to one that this week described that Harry and Meghan's stunt with the chocolate as being sweet. And that was all through this odd little bloke, Omid Scobie, who's 44 years old, by the way, but likes to claim he's in his 30s, and his weird little gay relationship with Cameron Walker, who was the know-nothing royal correspondent who was hired for their channel. But the fact that he's able to snooker Vanessa Feltz, a very experienced veteran mainstream broadcaster, Tash, makes me believe this is a very big network of people that Meghan Markle has been using or was using Omid Scobie to influence their coverage of her. It's so fascinating.
Dan exposes what's being described as a coordinated media plot allegedly involving Meghan Markle and Omid Scobie after live on-air claims and evidence were presented by Vanessa Feltz. The moment has sent shockwaves through royal media, reigniting long-running questions about narrative control, sourcing, and who is really driving certain headlines. Following the live revelations, royal YouTube sensation. According to Taz joins us to analyse what was shown, what it could mean, and why this episode matters far beyond a single broadcast. Is this a misunderstanding blown out of proportion, or a rare moment where the mechanics of royal media storytelling were exposed in real time? Join the channel for fearless royal commentary. Like the video if you want coverage beyond the spin, and subscribe with notifications on so you don't miss the next development. Comment below. Coincidence or calculated media strategy?
Vanessa even went on the defense listening to that. I've listened to it before, but when you hear that, the woman who is quite clearly a fan of Harry and Meghan rings up and goes into a show, and this is always makes me laugh, the Sussex Squad. They've come on the show to say thank you for not talking about the Sussexes, but then continue to start a conversation about the Sussexes. But she said, you know, that she didn't criticise it. And it was the fact that Vanessa then went into this big rant going, excuse me, I never do that. It's like she was going over and above to prove that she never says anything derogatory. I'm pretty certain it was Vanessa Feltz. And I can't swear by this, but I'm pretty certain. After Harry and Meghan had appeared on Oprah, she was the one that turned around and said that Harry looked like, in fact, he looked like a real life victim. He was a victim of his wife, basically, in so many words. So she has definitely been a flag in the wind when it comes to the Sussexes. But obviously, she has also been swayed the other way. Omid's been ringing round, thanking people. Meghan's really grateful for your service, you know. It's obvious that Meghan was definitely closer with Omid Scobie than what they ever wanted to let on. We know that she got him on the royal rota. We know that she got him inside the palace, and we know that Harry and Meghan work with Omid Scobie, and that's why they've never called out anything that he said about Catherine and the King, the royal racist. I honestly believe that they are still very much in sync with Omid. But yeah, it goes to show the dirty, underhanded tactics that were going on behind the scenes and this manipulation of people to only report positive things.
But Tash, you have had this as well. So you've got Omid Scobie being used to bring down Angela Levin. They have a real problem with Angela Levin because they know Angela Levin has credibility because she wrote Prince Harry's biography and he granted her all of that access over the course of a couple of years. But you have had it too with Daniel, the makeup artist.
My little buddy.
Yeah, and I am convinced that those attacks from him are also being directed by Meghan Markle. Because let me tell you, there are a lot of similarities, Tash, between weird Daniel and weird Omid. You know, she attracts these odd gay men who probably all lie about their ages. I mean, we know Omid Scobie is 44, by the way, 44. I mean, nothing wrong with that.
Throwing it out there, Dan.
I'm 42, you know. I'm younger than him. God, Lord. I mean, he is weird. He's weird.
He's changed a lot. I will say that, you know, I never criticise anybody for plastic surgery, but he's literally got a whole new face from what he had 10 years ago. So it's he's two-faced, so that works out for him. He's quite the vindictive manipulator. Omid, Daniel, we know that Meghan's got minions. We know that she's had minions working for her. You know that a lot of content creators have had horrific piles on from people. I mean, I remember Omid distinctly. There was a woman at a charity, I believe, that there was something that she said about Meghan. I can't remember exactly, but he deliberately reposted it. And it in so many ways was encouraging the Sussex Squad fan base, his followers, to go after this woman, to go after the charity that she worked at. And he's another one that's quick to pop up and say, I'm a victim. People are being racist towards me. People are being horrible towards me. And you're like, well, you have actually spent a lot of time saying and doing pretty shitty things yourself to people on the internet, people in glass houses. But these are the sort of sycophantic warriors that Meghan thinks that she's got in her back pockets. And when you see some of the tweets that they do about people, they're actually far worse than the things that a lot of people, myself included, have ever said about Meghan. You know, they're so much more vicious and personal and just vile, horrid, weird little people.
Yeah, and he
What can you say?
No, I mean, I agree. I just love it. I agree. I mean,
how old is he, Dan?
44, which is great. I mean, I'm 42. Be proud of it. I'm so proud that... Are you 42 too?
Yeah.
I'm proud of it. I feel like, Tash, we have aged like a fine wine, okay? But we do it maybe with a tiny bit of help, but not that much. You know, I don't want to look 20 years younger. But with him, it's just all so performative. Look, of course, this week as well, by the way, he admitted he is now just a fiction author, which he always was. So he's got this new book out. It's a work of fiction. The launch was totally botched, by the way, because he held the cover up the wrong way. Watch this.
Been fully executed. So I thought we'd check them out together. And just as I hoped, they are nice and bright. And it probably is the wrong way around. I don't know how to flip the camera on this. But there she is. This is a fun first novel for me. It is a story of our female protagonist, Lauren Morgan, who moves from the breakneck world of politics in Washington to take over the Buckingham Palace press office.
Oh, I mean, he knows nothing. Tash, that's the thing. He knows nothing. You can't be an author when you're only literally relying on one person, even if it's fiction, you know, because what he's going to try and do is make a whole load of points in regards to Meghan Markle and how the British royal family really operated. And these were the things I couldn't say in my book, but I'm sort of covering up via characters. I mean, it will flop. The last book utterly tanked. Can't even remember its name. The first one, Finding Freedom, was at that moment where, there was a hysteria around Harry and Meghan, and the woke mob was still big on Harry and Meghan. So, yeah, this will flop. I've got no doubt.
I'll be honest, Dan, it's not one I'll be adding to my collection for a review, that's for certain.
Awful cover as well. I can't believe
it really is.
Yeah, really horrible.
Chintzy.
Now, Tash, we've got to speak about Princesses Beatrice and Eugenie. Big debate in regards to them this week. But I want to kick off because Richard Eden of the Daily Mail, who claims that he's always been actually pretty supportive of these two, has written a pretty explosive column today